Hi everyone, it's Ayesha from godfm, and today I want to talk about targeting of people and the mapping out of your mind and my experience that I think others may connect to. I don't know, but I was just watching some videos about the targeting and how it's a construct of basically duplicating your mind into the matrix. And so I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, this is just sounding a bit far out there. And if you're a targeted individual, you'll know that everything that you're experiencing is what happens to you. No one around you is experiencing the same thing. So you can appear as if you're completely crazy. It doesn't mean you're crazy. The fact that you're experiencing a construct of a different reality to other people. But what happened to me was, in 2023, I had what felt like a tingling on my head. And I believe at this stage, there was a mapping out of my mind going on through the lights and the 5G and the 6G and the technology, the teach no logic. And I think that what happens is you're identified as a person who is a threat or is going against the stream of the narrative. So you're going upstream and you're meant to be going downstream. Because they're funneling everybody into one direction. But if you are opposing it and you're making yourself known as well, that you've come to realize that everything you know is not the truth, and you're trying to raise awareness to it, then, an alert, I think, is activated. Hi, Gary. And I think that what happens is, in order to control you, they don't just hack you. This is the thing. They decide that they want to embed themselves into the construct of your mind. So this is like an invasion of body snatching, but it's also like a mirror world. And I've talked about the mirror world. And the mirror world is a world that's right next to ours. And it's got spiritual entities. And the way it's been explained to me is they duplicate who you are with your mind, copy your mind over, and put it into the cloud. And this embodies the same as you. It's like a duplicate of you. And then this is like your double that they've created. Then what they've got to do, once they've mapped out your mind, is they've got to now synchronize it with all of the appliances and the electrical grid system. Okay. If you're not targeted, you will not be able to make sense of what I'm saying, and you will probably think that I should go and get myself checked into a mental health hospital. All right. But if you're a targeted individual, you'll know about everything I'm talking about. There is this program which is in place by our governments to control the narrative of not only the world view, but independent truth seekers who break the bounds of the quantum sort of jail. It's like a simulation. And the reality of what you're living isn't always the reality that is meant to be experienced. So, like watching a movie, I've already explained that your pineal gland is key. And they have blocked the pineal gland. They've also switched on CERN. And then they've also put up all the 5G towers, and they've done the injections. They've also got a grid system and they've got smart meters. You've also got speakers which are automatically fitted with little microphones, and Siri and also Alexa are watching and listening to you, as well as your phone, which tracks and follows and listens and takes photos, and it also takes an MRI scan of your brain and your mind. An MRI, a biometric identity, and your brain is unique to you. I've already told you that you're only using 2% of your brain, and we've also got different parts of our body which are spiritually connected to the realm of the non-living, if you like, the spiritual realm, where this is where you get your gut feelings from and you get your perceptions. And if you're like me, then you might also get visions and dreams, and different things happen to you because you're slightly off kilter with the current reality matrix, I think. And I think that's what's happened. So what I think actually happens, in my experience and understanding of it, is that like a puzzle, there's a puzzle piece that doesn't quite fit the puzzle. And the puzzle is the world of everybody else and the reality of it in the matrix. And your puzzle piece doesn't quite fit in. Why not? Well, because I think that you've been made and put together to exist in a different type of realm and reality. The realm of truth. So, what makes something true isn't always what is true. Just because it's been told to you, it's repeated, it's written in books, and it's taught in school, doesn't mean that it's true. And if you're a truth seeker, then you will have also come to realize that. And when you've come to realize it, not only do you feel alone with this knowledge, but you want to share it. And then this is where the platform and the setup of discrediting the truth speaker commences by the government. And so this is where I believe anybody who's got a little bit too much going on in the realm of this mirror world, because you're not fitting in with the matrix, you are going to appear crazy. But you've seen something that others haven't seen. And so you need to tell everybody what you've seen. And so you're telling them, I've seen this and I've come to know this, and they don't really understand it. But if they're like you, then they will. So the idea is that you want to try and locate people that have also got some understanding of the experiences that occupy your mind and your existence, your reality, your spirit. Because our spirits are always searching for like-minded, connected individuals, people who are like us, and can confirm to us that we're not crazy, that we are experiencing something that others are experiencing. So when you're going through this, there's a lot of doubt in your mind about what's going on, because you're experiencing something that other people are not. And this in itself is very alarming for the individual experiencing it, because they start to doubt themselves. And this is also gaslighting, because they know that you're vulnerable in this state of mind. So they then make things even more apparent that you're being watched, followed, and you're being listened to. We must also remember that Alexa is a pedophile operating system, likes to look up little girls' skirts. We've also got Mr. Johnson, who told us that our fridges would be pulsating for more cheese, and Siri will be watching you and listening to you. We've also got the World Economic Forum, the WEF, and the WHO, who have told us that they will be able to read our minds and upload our minds into the cloud. But despite them telling us all of this, people still don't believe it. So that when this happens to you, you're like left alone to try and come up with the answers. Not only are you expected to come up with the answers, you are at war, in a real war for your mind and for control of it and for understanding. So you are then on this massive search to try and understand what on earth is going on. So for me, what happened to me is that I had a tingling all around my head. There were people breaking into my house, and my router was being physically accessed. I'd locked it away, and people had still got into the box that I'd locked the router into, and they'd also got into the property. I would hear them in the roof, and so I wasn't imagining it. So at the beginning of this, it was a hacking, and it was home invasions. It was also little notes and cards, business cards, almost telling a story of what had happened to me in the last few years and the people that I had associated with and hired to put in cameras for my home and all sorts of things. I was hacked previously in 2015, and I had a little notebook which I'd kept with all my little passwords as I was trying to save my life and get my head together last time this happened. And so they'd very kindly left that lying around to remind me that I've been through this before, and it was the same people again. Not only that, I had plants which I had had in other properties which had disappeared, and I couldn't find them anywhere when I'd moved houses previously. I'm talking from 2008 and 9. And then they reappeared in my property, in my loft, as a way of them saying, it is us that took the plant. But again, you won't be able to prove that, because now you've got your plant, and, you know, it's a strange thing to report a plant was stolen. So the tingling of the head went on for about 3 months, and it would happen at night. And also, I had students at the time, and it was a hacking, and it was a bit like a matrix, like the people who were staying with me were also under their control and also experiencing the same things as me. I believe that the lights had been fitted with the wiring of the 6G, which they've also told us about, that can read your mind. Not read your mind, but can map out your brain. And I believe that was happening to everybody. So it would happen about 7 o'clock at night. All the students and I would be just so tired all together. We'd be like, oh gosh, I'm so tired. And we'd all be going off to sleep, really tired. And then after all of that had happened, then the ringing in the ears started. And it wasn't really, there was 2 different ringings, okay, for me anyway. There was the ringing that I could hear, and it was very apparent. And then there was another ringing which was very powerful and hurt my head and gave me a headache. So there was 2 different types of ringing that I experienced. The other thing I noticed is that I felt that the walls were vibrating. These are all sensations that I experienced. It doesn't mean that I'm crazy, okay? And I could feel where the pulses were coming from that were affecting me. The floor would vibrate for me, and my bed would also vibrate. And I could hear these ringings and funny things. And for me, it was all just very, very hard to get my head around. I didn't like this experience because I had no control and I felt very uncomfortable. I started to really feel like there was something going on and I couldn't control what was happening. And not only could I not control it, but I didn't understand it. But I knew and I felt that something untoward was happening. And I felt very uncomfortable with it. And I knew that I had physical evidence that people were entering my home. But again, I couldn't prove anything to anybody because these people were professionals, I believe, at doing what they were doing. The thing that I've noticed is that this is all synchronized with water. When they were putting this all in, they had on the Wi-Fi's created a network connecting up with what they called plumb line location. And plumb line location was, as far as I could tell, their internet that connected them to whatever they were building and copying of not just my mind, but everybody else's. Before all this happened, I would get terrible, awful headaches from anybody who had had a vaccination. And I didn't have a vaccine. So from my point of view, I was not vaccinated. So I thought that maybe I was just having a reaction to people around me who had had their vaccination. And I think that is the case. I think that's what happened to me. And this really affected me. So I'm just going to put on some music just to help me relax because this is stressing me out a little bit. It's very hard to talk about it, but I think it's important because it may help others. So I'm going to put on some nice music while I talk about this. Put this on. Okay. Are we going to work? Sorry, 2 seconds, guys. I might have to edit this out. It doesn't want to work. Oh, yes, it's working. Perfect.
And invite your awareness to start.
Oh, great. Now it's a talking person to do meditation. Oh, for fuck's sake. Honestly, I'm so tired of it. But what I think that it was all connected with plumbing. And the plumbing had been put in to incorporate nanotechnology, and this seemed to be their main way of getting inside you. So what I think they do is they copy your brain. I'm going to stop this for a moment. Okay, I've got it on now. So basically what we have is, what I understand is that they created the network first by copying the consciousness, the mind. And then through that, they could also map out and predict through AI my reactions and my behaviors. They had now created a duplicate of me. Then I think there's a combination of witchcraft, and this also involves taking over everything to do with you, controlling every element of your entry and exit into the reality matrix. And this includes, but is not limited to, your telecommunications, your Wi-Fi, your Bluetooth, any device. And what I've noticed is that this is all connected with appliances, believe it or not. And I recognized this after about a year. And I also noticed it was all to do with electricity. I found that I was just really sensitive to electricity. And certain things seem to activate the vibrations and things like this, like putting the TV on or connecting to the internet suddenly meant that I was now vibrating and feeling very uncomfortable. So I, stopped watching TV, or I stopped using the internet, or I stopped using the Wi-Fi. If I put my phone on, then I would find that things would happen and I would notice that I was being followed, or the people were repeating conversations. So I started to think that, something is going on, and it must be all connected to my phone and my SIM card. And I'm quite a logical person, so it was a process of elimination in my understanding. These people can't read my mind. I don't believe people can read my mind. They might have been able to map out part of my mind, but they can't read my mind. I'm a child of God, and I believe that. And I don't believe they can see what I can see either, because I'm a child of God. And so I think that they map out your activity, they try and duplicate you. But again, they need permission. They need permission to come and do these things. So what allows them in is anger, resentment, unforgiveness, not being at one with Christ, I think, having any unfinished business, really, getting the full protection. Don't forget, we're being tested all the time as well by the Lord. So if the devil comes along, like Job, he will test you, and the Lord has to allow this to happen to prove that you love the Lord, warts and all, in the good times and the bad times. So this is my experience of this. What I've noticed, as I say, about the appliances is that kettles really affect me. And it's laughable, really. It meant that I don't like having a kettle or a toaster. And I have found that I don't suffer as badly by having less electrical equipment around my home. I don't suffer as badly. And I've just come to accept it. Because I've gone, every time I put the kettle on, I get sore feet and weird things happen. So it's like, okay. So this has been going on for a few years for me. And the Lord has really helped me to understand it. And this is why I talk about it. Because I'm not crazy. The world is changing. There's a lot happening in the world. And it's all actually linked in with targeted individuals. The MK Ultra, the trafficking and the drinking of children's blood is all operated by the same gang of mafia, if you like. And they come after people for speaking the truth. If you're working at Tesco and you're, doing your 9 to 5 and you're not asking questions and everything, you're fine. Your life will be left alone. But if you start to ask questions and you oppose the narrative and you want your freedom and you start talking out about it, then they will come after you, like they did to me. And I think actually also I want to mention that I think there's a lot of people under the same type of attack, but they're not aware that they're under this attack because they've got problems. And the problems aren't just one-offs either. I was just looking at Quantum Seeker, And she's got so many views and so many thousands of people following her. And she's been talking about her boiler losing pressure. And I thought, that happens to all the targeted individuals. Boilers lose their pressure. Then there's other things. We all get leaks. We have home invasions. We seem to have a whole group of people who are operating on a hive mind coming against us. So this is a sort of satanic evil thing. I've noticed that my washing machine doesn't switch off when I unplug it. I've done videos of it. iPhones are hackable easily. I've already shown you how that I can do it myself as well. Cookers also seem to catch fire because there's something overheating the element. These are dangerous things. All of the targeted individuals have problems starting their cars because people mess with the vehicles. The electrics also seem to be faulty. I've got a light that if I switch it off, it's still flashing in the light bulb. And so, that's not me being crazy. There's all sorts of weird things that happen. And somebody's definitely putting stuff inside the water. I think there's a combination. So I want to explain the way I think of this. And this is how I think of it. So you have your own mind and you have control of your own mind. Somebody has gone to the trouble of duplicating your mind and they've set up the wiring to read the room. It is wireless electricity. I've already talked about this. And it's hijacking your neural pathways, your biometrics, your consciousness, your mind, and your reality. So it's a combination of things. And it's a lot for one person to go through. They also affect all of your relationships in and out of what happens in your reality. So, and family too. They will also target anyone who tries to help you. So, and as I say, there's lots of people who have problems. Bluetooth seems to be a big part of this as well. Basically, what I think it is they can't control your biometrics, your body, unless there's stuff inside you. Okay, so this is the way I understand it. The ringing in the ears is usually nanoparticles in the air. I've also had extra skin and things around my ears, and I've had to take it off. I've had bites. I've had nano bites with worms out of blisters on my hands, which I've shown you as well. I believe that something is put in the water. Maybe this is in all the water, plus it's in the air and in the food, but it hasn't been activated in everybody because they haven't mapped out their brains. I don't know. But through the whatever's going into us, this controls our matrix. Now, as I was saying before, when you're breathing air, what you breathe through your nostrils goes up through your nostrils and behind the pineal, and it connects with all of the neurons of your eyes and the perceptions part of your brain and the reality button, as I've already explained. And they manipulate the reality of what you're able to process. Okay? Using frequencies and sound and light. I've already told you about the piece of glass that I was watching on TikTok that somebody touched with a wire, and this piece of glass disappeared. So this means that frequencies, vibrations, and wiring, probably lights too, because lights can be activated wirelessly too, and Bluetooth and Wi-Fi are all operating on a very similar frequency, and they can affect your perceptions and your reality. The thing we should know is, with the Bible, we have Jacob, and he had a big struggle with the Lord at a place called Pineal, and he was renamed Israel. So I think this is all about activating your pineal gland. I think it's a race for you to activate your pineal gland before they try and take over or affect your future and hijack your reality. And the way I found that this happens is that some of the targeted individuals, everybody's reported different things, but what is common is that the feet are burnt, the feet get really hot, the private areas also get really hot and vibrate and burn, the ears ring, headaches, also backache, neck ache, bum ache, some people with really bad neck ache and bum ache as well. And so what I think it is, I think it's something that is either put into the air through gassing, or it's something we're eating and drinking. So it's a combination. And like I say, I think it's enhanced. It's bespoke for you because they've mapped out your neurons. So, like AI is used to predict your response, I think, as well. Not only this, because they've duplicated your mind or tried to, they're also, it's like a body snatch. It's an attempt to take over every element of your life. The control of your mind, your reality, your relationships, your communications, your phone, your SIM card, your internet, your Wi-Fi, your Bluetooth, your appliances. This is all connected to the cloud, and it's all connected with the injections as well. I've been stung by 2 bees between my legs, and I think that's connected as well. I think it might be connected with other things like herpes and styes as well. So I get cold sores on my lips sometimes, and I also get styes, and I think that's all connected to this stuff as well. It's like when you really run down, your body's just sort of given it up, really. It's like, oh, I'm so tired. So I think that's all connected to this stuff as well. The other thing I've noticed is it's also to do with mold. One of the main things I want us to work on is to open our pineal gland. I think this would give us the control over our reality and the outcome of not just our own reality, but everybody else's as well. We're all on this journey together. It's happening to us all. I just got a front row seat along with all the other targeted individuals. So what I found has helped me is that to take supplements and to make sure the stuff doesn't go inside you. It's that simple. You're fighting for your own reality. You can't stop people from doing what they want to do if they want to come against you. But what you can do is you can talk about what's really going on and show evidence like I have done. You may think, like people may think I sound crazy, but for me, all I can do is talk about my experiences, because I understand a little bit about how this all operates, and I've been able to explain it to the people just so that they get an understanding of what's happening to them and how to deal with it and how to fight it. So I think this is going on. It's similar to the Mandela effect. So we're living in a slightly different realm of reality to everybody else. And so other people are not able to understand it. It's like, if you can understand dream state, and reality are two different places that we go to. One is no more real than the other place. Just because I go to a dream state that other people don't go to doesn't mean it's not real. It's my experiences, and for me it's real, so I'm going to talk about it. I think what's very frightening for the targeted individuals is they're going through these experiences and they're not quite sure how to handle and react and respond to everything that's happening to them. What I suggest is, got to stop the stuff getting inside you. So you need a list of things. You're going to need Damascus earth. You need to up your salt. You need to wash your eyes out with salt water. You need to change toothpaste and make your own toothpaste. Coconut and mint. Basically, you've got to be careful what you're eating as well. Milk. I found milk and I don't get along. It's weird. Dairy products don't get along with me anymore. So I have a better time without too much dairy. I don't know why. So, I mean, I don't have all the answers. But there's a whole host of things that I've told you that will help you. Bathing with salts and oils, cloves, garlic also helps. If you can get control of what's going into you, if you can't control what you're breathing, then you have to put something there to stop it from activating. That's the way I look at it. I don't have all the answers. Okay, so this is the way I understand it. They've got to activate this stuff in you. Your phone is an interface. So, they've got to then get control of your phone. This is why they hijack your telephone number and hijack your Wi-Fi, duplicate your 192.168. They use the subnet mask and they use the DNS server. Then they also use the duplicating of your Wi-Fis, and they've got Stingray and Pegasus, which hijack your telephone network and your Wi-Fi, and then they get into everything. Remember that this is a grid, right? So you want to try and stay out of the grid. They take over your number, and then they hijack and take over anything associated with your telephone number. You can't stop them from doing that. And then they put stuff in your water, they gas you, then you're breathing it, and then they're controlling the little things that have gone inside you that you have breathed in. These things will land and take over and take occupancy in your heart or in your brain or in any part of your body. That's why people are having heart attacks and strokes. So you got to try and take control of that. like I said to the police when they told me that they won't help me, I've just said to them, well, I can't actually have a telephone number. Because as soon as I do, it gets taken over. So I said the only way I can deal with this is to go off grid. And I literally go off grid all the time now. Well, how do I do that? Well, I switch everything off, including the electricity. And that helps me. I disconnect from everything. I found as well, if I've disconnected from everything, then sometimes it's okay to run it. So like I've got a Bluetooth speaker on right now, and that's okay. But 2 months ago, I couldn't run the speaker without all sorts of problems. So I don't know if the police have listened, or whether the stuff has died inside me. So you need a list of things. You need bentonite clay, you need diatomaceous earth, you need to have salt water, lemons, garlic, ginger. A lot of this is connected with your inner workings of your intestines. So from the melting of your food when you eat it through to the smaller and larger intestines, right down to your anus, they hijack all of the processes there and then enter the bloodstream. Because this is tiny, tiny nano. You can't see it without a microscope. So you have to kill it and stop it from getting around the body. And so basically, I've found that I've got to control my bowel movements, believe it or not. It's gross, isn't it? So taking laxatives will help you. You want the stuff out. You don't want it to bloat you. I've found one of the main problems I've had is being bloated and overweight previously. And a lot of people, I think, have the same problems. And it makes you unwell because it's a bit like a lake that's still and not moving. Everything's stagnant and starts to decay and rot. So this is all connected with mold and rotting. Sorry for the disturbances. I actually have a little surface here, and my cat's decided to lie on a section which has got loads of wires and little gadgets and everything. But there's other places he could lie, but he really wants to lie very close to me. Cats are very in touch with what's going on, I think. So yeah, this is the thing I found. So it's mind, your reality, your response to it, and not letting it take over. So basically, you've got to make sure you don't let yourself get blocked up at the back end. And you've got to make sure that you are cleaning the toilet all the time if you're going to use it. So this stuff doesn't go up your bum and up your privates. Women are affected more. So I found. And that's probably because it goes up the passage next to the bum, where babies are formed inside. So this really affects women very badly. The tingling in the feet and all of those things, I actually believe it's a type of dust. Like I say, when I sprayed some mold spray, and I noticed after I'd done that I had really good dreams, then I thought, well, maybe that's connected to the pineal. So I believe that we've got to open our pineal, We've got to stop the stuff going around our body, so we have to treat it like we've got parasites and get them out all the time, full time. And then we've got a little bit of a chance to get around this. If they've put stuff in our brains to map out our minds, then basically you've got to stop the connection. And the only way is to basically kill the nano that's entered your body. And pray and fast. Like I said to the police when they visited, I said, well, if you're not going to do anything, I said, I want you to know that I've prayed to God about this, that this will happen to all police officers, and then you might take me seriously. So I prayed that this will happen to them. Praise the Lord. And so, didn't look impressed. But I pray it happens, because it's so horrendous. Not being able to use your own number. And basically you're sticking out like a sore thumb. You don't fit into the narrative. You don't fit into the matrix. You're swimming upstream against their current, and they don't like you. They don't like you or anything that you're saying, the fact that you've woken up, and they don't want you getting to anybody because you have seen something that other people haven't seen. So this is all about resting. Have you noticed that as well? So if you're under attack, then I want you to pat yourself on the back. And you've basically just got to say to yourself, it's okay. It's all right to feel tired, and it's okay to cry, and it's okay to wish you were never born. It's okay to feel sorry for yourself, because you've been through hell. You've had an awful time. No one understands that more than I do. And I love you guys. And I want you to love yourself. This is the only way I've been able to help myself, to love myself with all my heart. Really love myself with the food I cook, recipes, making sure I'm rested, and giving myself extra rest if I need to. Lots of cleaning as well. And this is because they put nano everywhere, and it gets sticky, and the flies, I've found they always send flies and stuff like this, so I've got fly nets. All sorts. I mean, I don't have all the answers. But you want to get this stuff out of you, and you want to give yourself some good food. Good food. Oranges. I just love oranges at the moment. It really helps me. Something about it. The vitamin C, maybe. I don't drink normal milk anymore. Because I found I'm affected by it. It blocks me up. I think there's something in the milk. I like powder milk in my coffee. I quite often just have black coffee. You might find that helps you. It really made the world of difference to me. So maybe try that. I have found sweets. Sometimes when I'm eating the sweets, I think there's stuff in the sweets. I don't know why, but I think they're putting stuff in the sweets. Anyway, maybe it's just because we're breathing the stuff as well. But I want you to realize that you're coming through this. If you think that they're gassing you, then they are gassing you. The way I know if I'm being gassed is my hands get stiff and sore. And this is usually through a hole in the wall. Somewhere, and they also put lots of little holes. So skirting boards that have come away from the wall need to be reattached to the wall. Holes need to be filled, and basically you need to be super clean. When you're washing your clothes, you really want to use the best washing powders, and use the best stuff that brings clothes clean again. A washing machine cleaner as well. Very good. These are the things I found. If you've got a problem keeping things clean, it's because the sticky stuff's everywhere. So there's lots and lots of cleaning products that I've found really are helpful. You got the kitchen sprays, and you've got the oven sprays, and sometimes a combination of those will work really well in the kitchen. And just to make up your own spray, I found washing detergent in a spray bottle with water very nice for spraying over fabric, freshening things up. Very nice, very good. And what else do I do? I do the kitchen spray sometimes as well, with a bit of bleach, and spray it on the walls if there's sticky stuff on the tiles and stuff. Basically, you just want to buy throwaway cloths, and if you're like me, or maybe you're a hoarder like I am, and I think that clutter makes it worse. I do. So I think you have to declutter. And it will lighten the load. It really helps. So, I don't know. Good music, good food. I found that really concentrating on me has been the best experience out of this. The whole thing's been awful. But loving myself and giving myself what I need has really helped me, because I can't help anybody else until I got myself okay. And yeah, I haven't been okay. And it's okay to say that. I haven't been okay. I've been in a bad place. I've been very tired. I felt beaten down. I felt defeated. I felt absolutely exhausted and drained. I don't want to be in this world. I don't like it here. It's true. I told God the same. I hate this place. I don't see the point in being here. And it's okay to feel that way. And I've told the Lord, that's how I feel. And my response from the Lord is, okay. But to love for yourself needed. It's okay to feel these feelings. It's only natural. Love yourself. So do a bit of a clear out. Also, because it is connected with witchcraft, if you've got stuff lying around and your house is untidy, people can hide witchcraft stuff around. So you really need to clean it and tidy it. I found a Pokemon drawing in my house, and I'm sure that was connected with witchcraft. I've had loads of things actually that people have left. Gnomes, little weather things that are connected with Isis and Osiris or one of those. And so just be careful. Go through the jewelry anybody's given you. Throw away anything. There's lots of destiny swap witchcraft that people do. Jewelry boxes, clothing. Also, when you are finished with your hairbrush, it's important that you take all the hair off the hairbrush and burn your hair. The one that you've taken out with the hairbrush. Don't put it in the toilet, because the toilet is often used for satanic things. Keep your toilet so clean. Get yourself one of the toilet cleaner things and put it in the toilet. And every time you use the toilet, clean the toilet. And every time you use your bathroom, clean that bathroom. Just gonna have to change your things around a little bit for you. If you're like me, then you'll notice things get dirty quick, because this is what we're dealing with. Something in the air is making things dirty, much more dirty than normal. So cleaning is very good. Regular cleaning. I also recommend you cover your taps. So the water is filtered. You can do this with a sock. Change the sock around on your taps and cover your sinks so you can't be gassed. I told you that when I'm being gassed, my hands ache. So I think that my hands ache because it's something in the air. And I think that they're doing it all over the place. So maybe we need to think about fly nets and things like this. Just think about it. I think that it's very, very heavy. They're spraying us like bugs at the moment. All right. So yeah, it's just a bit of everything, talking about everything today and the things I've noticed. I hope that this will help you. Praise the Lord. I have found having a kettle on the cooker much better. Much better. Recommend that. And if you haven't got a pet, I recommend getting a pet. Very good to have a little friend. Because they don't speak. They're just after love and cuddles, just like we are. I recommend you get one. And if you've got one, then give that pet lots and lots of love. Because they often go after the pet as well. So you need to try and make up for it, make them feel comfortable. For fleas and things, I recommend you make your own little spray up, which is Damascus earth and some water to spray on the animals and on their bedding. You can also make a washing detergent spray, where you mix it in with that and spray their bedding regularly. They love that. All right. I love you, everyone. It's Ayesha from godfm. If you want to find me, you can find me on Podbean, Spotify, Amazon, Samsung, Chrome, YouTube, Apple X, as well as TikTok and Telegram as godfm News, godfm New, godfm Radio, godfm Group, and godfm Media. Have a great day. Oh, it's the 6th of July today. All right. 2026. Take care.